Hello everyone, and welcome back to Victoria 2. So in the last episode, I was pronouncing some things wrong, and I promised that I'd look them up so that I knew how to pronounce them. And I did that. This is Abkhazia, and this is South Ossetia. So that's how you pronounce those. If I screw those up later, then it's my fault, and you can blame me vigorously in the comment section. Please don't. But I'm just kidding. Alright, so we're going to continue with our goal of increasing relations with Kazakhstan to try to get the Collective Security Treaty Organization up and running, and that's the name of that organization. That's another thing I screwed up in the last episode. So look forward to that. Alright, in this episode, I'm not really sure what we're going to do because I didn't really have a set plan going through this. Here's a TCC World, TCC News. I see what you did there. That's supposed to be that's a BBC setup. But anyway, war between the People's Republic of China and India. Ooh, that happened. Wait, what? Something happened between that. They were at war with each other. Must have ended already, but that was interesting. That must have happened a year ago. I didn't see that pop up. Last series, I completely ignored this tab. If you probably have noticed. I ignored that tab because it keeps popping up and it was hard to keep up with. I'll probably do the same in this one. So just know that. Alright, we're going to hit unpause and we're going to get into this. Alright, so my plan in this episode right now is to keep undermining this government. We have 11% populace now. I think that's a little bit more than the last percentage. I don't know. I don't remember. If you see, I put some annotations up on my last video to, point out my mistakes and correct them. There was actually a conflict regarding the Georgians and the Russians and the Abkhazians and South Ossetians. There was a conflict surrounding there in regards to those countries. So that actually was accurate, and I just didn't remember that because I was an idiot. So, the demographic transition, okay. Alright, we're going to keep, so that's pretty much what I had to say about that. And we're just going to get into this. Since I don't have a set plan, we'll kind of just see what happens. There's probably be a longer series than the last one, but that's because this game doesn't have this mod extends the, alright, we'll do that. Or we can't do that because we didn't have enough money. So I guess that nothing's going to happen with that. But anyway, this series is probably going to be longer because there's the how long this game can go on is a lot longer than in the base game. So this can probably go on for as long as I deem it necessary until we hit inlet, because I guarantee we won't get to the 200 and some years that this game is open for. So just know that the series will end at some point, but I don't actually know when. Still a satellite of Ukraine, but it's in the sphere of me. Victory for tolerant society, yay! Let's look at the sphere of influence tab. All right, well, Belarus wants a alliance. We'll give it to him. Alrighty. Let's just get into this. So population is going down by a lot, and I don't understand why. Turkmenistan wants an alliance. We'll allow that. They were a former Soviet state, and if they want to be friends, we'll let them be friends. We're also going to spear them if we can. Yeah, we can. Alright. I'll have to wait until that builds up, actually. Let's have that build up faster. Alright, there we go. So, yeah. Oh, this conflict. Oh, the last episode, this conflict was a thing that happened too. I just didn't remember that. I should have done my research before I started this episode. Or started this series. So, yeah. Anyway. I still have a craftsman, Wait. Oh! I stopped influencing populists. Alright, we're gonna keep influencing populists in Georgia. to, you know, continue to undermine that government. Because that government doesn't like us too much, and that's what we do to governments we don't like, because we're the big Russian bad guys. Yeah. I'm part ethnically Russian, so it's not... I'm offending myself when I do those things. I was born in the US, but I've got Russian blood in me. Fair amount, actually. It's enough to be considered ethnically Russian. I share that with my ethnically being Scottish as well. My family's a bit weird. But anyway, keeping going with this. We got Chechnya here, which is going to be mine at some point here. Actually, can we get this moving? We can dissolve alliance. How does one remove satellite state? Casus belli, restore order. Can we declare war? No. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do this episode. We're going to restore order in Chechnya, return it to Russia. So that's actually what we're going to do now. We're going to dissolve the alliance. They're going to bang our relations up. Yeah, it is. And we have diplomat en route, so we got to wait. Got to wait for that to happen. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Don't have any time for this. Plurally. I'm saying a lot. Excuse me for that. I have a bit of a headache, so I'm kind of scrambling to do things. Chinese restoration of order to the Hong Konger. No! Hong Kong's a great country. Why are you trying to take it out? Pakistan. You're only allied with China because you don't like India. And apparently the Chinese don't like India right now either. Congolese war to humiliate Rwanda. Interesting. We've got a casus belli, but it won't let us, yeah, it's not going to let us... Not going to let us do it. Huh. I might have to look that up. I don't know. I've never dealt with that situation of where I've got a satellite state that I want to take over. Mostly because in the base game, you typically don't have a satellite state part of your territory to start with. So, that's why. Alright, well, we're going to do some research into culture. Let's get another focus point. Let's do that one. Good, very good. I can keep trying to mess with this to see if I can figure out how one would take over this country. And actually, while that's happening, I'm going to look down at Rwanda. Rwanda. Yeah, that's a little oxymoronic, to be perfectly honest. Onyxed? Oh, I was doing so well. We can increase opinion in Turkmenistan. Let's do that. We're going to increase it up. We're going to add to sphere. Cool. We have sphered another form of butter over guns. Okay. Alright. So yes, Crimea is its own country, but it's a satellite state of Ukraine. So eventually that'll break down. And there's these. Let's go through them. Fears of Belize, fears of the war between Zaire and Rwanda. Alright, let's get those out of there. Just, okay, whenever this mod updates, please get rid of this. And it's the one that's in Tunisia. That'd be great, just get rid of them. That'd be excellent. Thank you, whoever the modder is, if you'd please do that. Anyway, let's see if we can do something about this. Okay, so the game just broke. Okay, so apparently it's like, oh, you can't do that, and then it let me do it. Whatever. Armenia wants an alliance, they can have it. I think they're in my sphere, aren't they? Yeah, they are. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. Alright, so now we're taking over Chechnya. Returning it to Russian territory because that's where it belongs. Again, like I said in the first episode, that's going to be controversial to somebody. But, oh, I almost forgot. I was about to say, but I forgot. I need to keep increasing relations with Kazakhstan so they'll ally with us, courtesy of the CSTO agreement. Mongolia offers alliance, that's fine. Building up a nice apparatus, a nice former Soviet apparatus to keep us from NATO from being jerks. Which NATO exists in game, but I don't know if it works properly. So we'll have to see that if a situation comes up, which I guarantee it will, because I'm going to try to push into Europe a little bit. My goal after we're done with Chechnya is to try to move into Estonia. Now, nope, that's the sphere of the United States, sphere of the United States, sphere of the United States. Never mind, NATO does exist. Let's go back to spheres of influence. Yes, NATO does exist, at least on this side of the border. Ukraine is a great power. Interesting, interesting. And Chechnya has officially joined Russia. Cool. Cool. Alright, so never mind. We're not going to seek regime change in Estonia, Latvia, or Lithuania to try to install pro-Russian governments, because I don't think I'm ready to take on the United States. Because the United States is actually quite powerful. However, what's North Korea like? Oh, they're in a sphere of China. I'll say if they weren't in the sphere of China, at least you'd put a pro-Russian government in North Korea. Because that'd be interesting. We'll do. Maybe we'll try that later, but not right now. It's too early. It's too early in the game. I want to be strong before we try to do anything like that. Let's go industry, nuclear power, because we're the Russians, and we don't already have that, despite the fact we should have got that a while ago. But whatever. The game's research is a bit behind. Looks like the former Yugoslavs are finally figuring themselves out down there. Still got one more thing to finish, which is that the Herzegovina Bosnia and Bosnia, I can't pronounce that. Maybe I'll look that up too. The Georgian conflict is done. Abkhazia and South Ossetia still remain independent, thanks to our efforts last episode. I don't like the... See, one of the reasons I wanted to install pro-Russian governments in this little block here is because I want to be able to move these troops from there into the actual, proper Russian mainland. But I can't do that right now. So I guess not. Czechoslovakia is surviving, surprisingly. They don't break up by now, at least as far as I could tell by what the game was going for. How's Azerbaijan? Azerbaijan is not in our sphere, and they're not allied with anybody. Ooh, that's a potential target. That's a target for a regime change. To put a pro-Russian government in Azerbaijan, and that way there would be peace between Armenia and Azerbaijan, because they both have pro-Russian governments, and I'd step in to stop anything that goes on between them. Alright, you know what? That sounds good. Let's do that. Before they get sphered by anybody. Justify war for install authoritarian regime. Free allied cores. What? Oh, I know what that's for. Never mind. That's for Armenia, because I'm allied with them. Let's install authoritarian regime. Let's get that going. That way, the only solace for Georgia is Turkey, because they're both sphered by the United States. But then I'd be allied with Abkhazia, South Ossetia, Armenia, and then I'd be allied with Azerbaijan because I'd have a public government in there. So they'd be screwed from almost all sides, except for Turkey. But I guarantee Turkey won't help them out much. Oh, and that research was done because so I can add another focus point. I'm going to tell you what, because I want the Turks out, I want the Turks to not be, so that I want Georgia to be surrounded by Russian allies. I'm going to be the typical Russian regime according to the United States. I'm going to undermine the Turkish democracy because I have an extra focus point. That was the wrong screen. That was my bad. We are going to support. I think wouldn't the traditionalists try to overthrow it to restore the Ottoman Empire or whatever? I don't know. You know what? Let's support the populists. Or no, I don't know. Let's go for populists. Or actually, no. Traditionalists. Okay. I should have checked that. Traditionalists have a lot more percentage, so it'd be a lot easier to try to influence them to getting higher positioning. Let's also now go for semiconductor. Let's get computers. Let's get computer technology rolling in Russia. We're going to move these guys. Oop, get that out of here. We're going to move these guys here. Oh, crisis has stopped. As soon as the crisis started, it stopped because nobody cared. Alrighty, so far it's going well. We're now undermining the Turkish democracy, and we're about to completely overthrow the Azerbaijani government and install a puppet regime in Azerbaijan. This is pretty much what this campaign is going to be: overthrowing governments and undermining democracies. If you enjoy that kind of stuff, this is the playthrough for you. Alright, so we're just waiting for this. Actually, when is this going to be done? We're just kind of waiting for this to be done. When's the war justification going to be done? It's done. Oh, no, wait. We clicked on the wrong one. We have the casus belli for it already. Cool. Very cool. So, let's get into this. Third war in Azerbaijan. Let's go right in here. Get the invasion started. Some pro-Russian regimes in here. Roll out the little boys. Avoid making war nuclear. Now let's not get nukes involved into this. Be preferable to not do that. Sorry, my voice failed there. It'd be preferred to not do that. Actually, let's get another force going through here. Let's go down through here. Challenge them here. Wait, what happened? Oh, Cambodia are seizing our assets. Well, ain't that just nice? We're going to keep all options on the table, but we're not going to immediately go to war because we're already in a war. But we're going to keep that in mind, and if this war ends before... oh, hold on. This came up. Get us out of here. If this war ends before that casus belli wears off, then we are going to definitely undertake that. Violent elections. As the Russian election begins, there's a general sense that things are not going to proceed smoothly. Sense in the air. We're going to lose 10 prestige and gain some militancy. That's fine. Integrated circuits. Okay, we got some of that research done. Alright, actually what we need to do now, because this will give us more research points, is we're going to research that. Someone came up here. Oh, well, this is... Okay. Lose 1 militancy. Alright, we'll do that. We're going to do this one now, because this will give us more research points. They must be integrated by force if necessary. We need to keep doing this. One more raise the relations, and they should offer us an alliance pretty soon here. We have speared Vietnam, our government, is different form than theirs. Shall we insist that they change their form of government, potentially risking losing our influence if they refuse? We're going to accept our differences, because for explanations that we already went through, we shall encourage the jingoists. We'll lose 10 war exhaustion. Cool. Rightful initiative. Enough. That is nonsense. Alright, we're going to do that. Actually, we're going to have you guys keep going to the capital. And they're going to immediately flee the capital because they know they're going to lose. We can do some stuff here. Let's get out of here. War is a fundamental evil that must be avoided. We are patriots and we will fight for a country that will give us more jingoism and possibly more war goals. But, I don't know, let's not worry about that at the moment. Actually, since we've sphered Vietnam, let's ally Vietnam here. Can we ally with them? Form alliance? They will not accept because our relations are too low. Alright, we'll increase relations with Vietnam, and if we can get relations with Vietnam high enough and we ally, we'll declare war on Cambodia and have the Vietnamese do the work for us. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And actually, let's... oh, I clicked on a Russian province, my bad. We're going to ally with the Kazakhs. They will accept. Yay! So we are now allies with Kazakhstan, which is good. More of that security apparatus going on. Soldiers need better food. That makes some people angry in the country, but that's fine. Battle of Baku. We win. More soldiers tried to rise up. Wasn't successful for them. Alright. Campaign's going good. Now I'm going to finish this war with Azerbaijan before I end the episode, so it's going to go for just a little bit longer. Economic policy. Let's go for just regular old interventionism. That's fine. I think the Russian government right now is interventionist. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong then. Let's go. This issue must be fundamentally left to popular sovereignty. That's fine with me. Let's invade there. And actually, because those guys are invading down here, let's get these guys in to stop them from advancing. Oh, some more troops have rose in Baku there. Let's limit their citizenship. But our troops have got them. Got them in the bag. Alright. Oh, when does that run out? Hold on. Stop. When does my casusability run out with Cambodia? Expires December of this year. Oh, crap. Can we raise relations with Vietnam fast enough? That's okay. That's the question of the day for right now. Can we really raise them fast enough? I think we can. Not sure, but I think we can. Let's keep focusing on one war, and if we'll redo that casus belli if we have to. We don't want a planned economy. We don't want communism. Cool. We got some more research points. That's cool. Education efficiency. Let's do that. Surge of conservatism. That's good. Or at least at this point. Yes, that's good. Russia's a conservative country right now. Immigrants in my whatever. Let's attack them here. We're fighting this war. Now that's taking a really long time to take over. Then again, it's the capital, so it probably... Okay, never mind. That's probably why it's taking so long. The Russian people have spoken. Have spoken. Good job, me. Have spoken. United. All right. Election is finished. Oh, we have socialists in power. No, I don't like socialists being in power. Are they pro-military? Oh, their war policy is pacifism. Can we select? We cannot select. Install a... Yes. Yes. We have installed a friendly Russian government in Azerbaijan. So now... Or that's sphere of influence. Yes! Now Georgia is almost surrounded by Russian allies. Now we just need to keep undermining democracy in Turkey. Alright, let's quickly focus on this. Let's try to get those relations up before December. Let's go. Come on. It's a race now. It's a race against the clock. Should be perfect for the job. Alright. Increase relations. We have diplomat arrive at 30th of August. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We need to do this. I'm at 25 minutes now. Yes, we're getting close. Getting close. This is really going to be neck and neck. I hope I make it. The episode will end if I don't make it, and if I do make it, then we'll start the war, and then the war will go on next episode. My voice failed again. Next episode. It'll go on, and that war will go on in the next episode regardless, but right now it's a race to see if we can actually get it there. We're going to increase relations again. Ooh, we're so close. We're so close. I'm going to do some more research. Oh, we're waiting for that. Culture, industry. Let's go industry. High-speed rail. Let's go. Update those railways in Russia. October. Yeah, we got this. We got this. No, we don't, because we have to wait for our diplomatic points to build up. Urgh! Hurry up, please. Please, I'm begging you. Victory for tolerant society. I'm panicking a little too hard right now. Come on. Come on. You can do this. We believe in you. We believe in you. Come on, that's somebody will make that a song eventually. Probably not right now. Maybe if the channel gets a little bigger. Come on. Come on. Come on. When does this run out? What day does this run out? No, it ran out. Crap, that ran out sooner than it said, but whatever. Alright, well, we're going to end the episode here. That was not as successful as I thought it would be. We'll redo that Casus Belli. We'll have Vietnam invade them. Except actually, we're going to install a puppet regime down there because, you know, why install democracy if you can install a dictatorship? No, we're the Russians. We'll play that part. Alright, we'll have those guys go back to our home country. And thank you very much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this content. And see you later. Goodbye.